Yes, I know that beautiful piece of music there titled Kwasa System, music released so many years ago. Music which is still very fresh on our music taste boards. Music which has brought the time to 6 minutes past 2 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. How is the weekend going? We are just a couple of minutes or a couple of hours to the start of a new working week. I guess you had a fantastic weekend. Well, it's not yet over. You can still go out there and catch some fun. But before you do that, just give us a few minutes so we talk a little bit about the recent happenings in the film industry in Cameroon. So we want to look at those beautiful stories that are coming out every day. We want to look at those new productions. We'll talk about festivals. We'll talk about everything, including FilmRoom. FilmRoom is a new app where you can find Cameroonian movies. There's been this constant cry about how Cameroonians and other film lovers spread across the globe can watch Cameroonian movies. The answer is here. They call it FilmRoom. It's a new app which you can download on your phones. Then you'll be able to watch Cameroonian movies. So that's what we'll be talking about today. It's just a small panel of journalists who want to reflect this afternoon on the happenings in the film industry in Cameroon. You can contribute if you are inspired, and if you are a lover of movies, you are out there listening to us or watching us, you can also contribute your own opinion as well. You can do that by, sending us a comment on our Facebook thread. Or if you want your voice to be heard on this show, just tell us on the comment section. Then we will send you the link to join the broadcast. Then you'll be able to air out your opinion. So once again, thank you so much. Welcome to this very special and snappy edition of Apex Movie Hall on Apex One Radio. And like I said, today we are looking at the Cameroon film industry in recent months. Just to say that a lot has been happening in recent months. We cannot close our eyes to what has been happening. Every blessed day, we have filming teams that are on the field shooting movies. It is either film premieres that are being prepared or films that are being released, short films as well. Comedians are doing their own part of their job as well. Scores and scores of comedy skits coming up every blessed day. And what about the film festivals? We have festivals happening both in Cameroon and out of Cameroon. And the ones that happen out of the country, we have Cameroonian filmmakers representing the country, out there in big film festivals, including the Toronto International Film Festival that happened just a couple of weeks ago. The Cannes Festival also happens every year, and we always find Cameroonians taking part. The FESPACO happens every 2 years in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, and we always find Cameroonians going there as well. So a lot of things happen. We cannot just claim that we are not seeing these things. So once in a while, we come on radio and talk about them. Today, I have a panel of journalists. Two of them are joining me on the show today. We have the founder and CEO of Batimo FM. Titus Banyo is his name. A household name, of course. And one good thing about it is some of these media personalities have also delve into the film industry and have had experience about it. So they stand a better place to talk about what is happening in the film industry. And exactly 10 minutes past 8 in Belgium, which is 10 minutes past 2 here in Columbus, Ohio. Let me receive the first guest on the show. Titus Banyo now joins us from Antwerp. Titus, how are you today? Welcome to the program. Welcome to the program, Titus.
I'm very fine, Ernest, and I hope you are doing fine too.
I am doing great.
Thank you very much, Ernest, and I want to say a special good evening from Belgium, from the Kingdom of Belgium. It's night here. It's 10 minutes past 8 p.m. So I'm happy to be on the show, and I know we are going to talk a lot of things out here that are going to help maybe the film industry in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, Titus. Thank you so much. And I must precise that Titus is an old hand in the journalism profession. He runs a radio outfit as well, Batimo FM. from Antwerp in Belgium. Titus has had enormous experience in the film industry as well. He's been on film productions as well, so he's in a better place to discuss film issues. Well, we'll be joined shortly by Benita Mba, who will be joining us live from Boya. Benita is also a journalist who has taken interest in art and culture. She reports for Apex One Radio as well as High TV in Boya. All right, so let me bring back Titus. Titus, first question: how focused or how concerned are you about what is happening in the film industry in Cameroon?
Yes, Ernest, thank you very much. I would want to say here that as somebody that actually has been in this game for some time, even though some people may not know me, the same goes for other people that actually started this whole thing. But then the most important thing is that when you start something and people continue it, that's when you say at least it's moving on, you know, because the film industry in Cameroon, as of now, I can say that they have picked up, because we now hear of projects like Half Heaven that's going to be, premiered out there in the United States of America. We have one other, I think it's Virgin Blade by Nkwah Kingsley, something of that sort. We have many other films that have been, marked for shooting. So I think they are picking up as at now. And my only worry, yes, Enes, maybe you have a follow-up question?
Yeah. The reason I'm asking that question is because we've seen how this movement has evolved over the years. Unfortunately, we've seen some people derailed because at some point they got tired and they said the industry is not getting to where we expected it to go to. Some people expected that by 2022, the film industry in Cameroon would be what Nollywood was maybe 5 years ago, but Cameroon is not yet there. So a lot of people get tired on the way and they just get off the rail and they are no longer interested in whatever thing is happening in the industry. So that's why I was asking you if you are one of those who is persistent, who is determined to stay on and see how this dream will, come true one day.
Yes, and I would want to say here that I really very much want to be persistent and come out successful. But then out here in the diaspora is a different story, because we have so many challenges because, maybe let me talk by examples. For those who will be joining us on the show or who are watching the show or who will watch the show later, they will know that I'm not just talking because I want to talk, but I talk with facts. If you can see this is my first script that I wrote. Berlin Icon. Can you see it? Berlin Icon. Sure. I know you know much about Berlin Icon.
That should have been 2006, 2005, something like that. Or 2005.
Yes. So I actually wrote the script and co-produced with, and then co-directed with Terence Mbebo Fomunu and a host of other people. I want to say here that I don't know how many people actually knew about this movie in Cameroon, but I think there was one edition of the Ecrans Noirs that this was the center of the event as far as the Cameroon film industry is concerned. Then NS, I have this. This is the second one. When I moved from Germany to Belgium, we produced this one, Shades. That was in 2010. Yes, Shades.
Yeah. Okay.
Then after, in 2011, was a close follow-up, which means I was persistent. This is Chloe, you know. So, but at one point I got very disappointed. Why? Because when you work with people who don't actually understand how these things function, it becomes problematic. For example, you work with people after the first movie, they think that they are stars, and then when you call them, they start asking for huge amounts of money to be paid. When you yourself, you have not even gained what you used to produce the film. So those are some obstacles that we have out here and that are very discouraging. That notwithstanding, By the end of this year, I was talking with Marcel Adik, who happens to be who happens to be one of us, who tried to come out with something. Even if it means short movies, we'll have to do it because the flame has died down. And to tell you what, Ernest, we have a problem. We, the Cameroonians, we don't support our own. And that's the worst thing that actually makes some people who are not really strong enough to get out of the game. Like, let me give you a story. When we were shooting Berlin Icon in 2005 in Berlin, our own very brothers, friends with whom we sat down and drank, or usually went out together, they asked us, "Are you people shooting Nigerian movies?" Just look at that. It's really it's funny. Sorry, you know. So I told them, no, we are not shooting Nigerian movies. We are shooting Cameroonian movies. You know what? The day we were launching the movie, some of them were spellbound and they had nothing to offer. They had nothing to say because they realized that, okay, the talent is there. What we need is just a push. The same goes to those who are producing in Cameroon. We have got talents. But the problem is sometimes we get discouraged because our own people don't support us. We are good at criticizing without a way forward, which is very bad for the industry. Actually, love the efforts of those who have become very resistant in the game. They don't care about. But in our own case in the diaspora, I want to tell you that we have projects. But the problem is the cast. To have the required cast is a big problem because when you train people today, people who don't even know anything in acting, when you train them, the next movie you want to call for them, they'll tell you, no, I'll be star now. You know, you need to pay me. I don't go act there. You know, and then they start boasting around. That's what kills the industry out here in this part of the world. I'm talking about Belgium. The same goes for maybe Germany and Holland, which are neighboring countries. So it's actually problematic when we come to think of people who start thinking that they are already stars when they are not. And then another thing is, well, the issue of time. We grapple with work and other activities. You know, weekends are usually, programmed for such things like shooting. But if you look at it critically, it's also very difficult because within the week you are working, and the weekend is also there that you have to do shopping. Maybe you shop for your kids. The next week is school, all those things. So you really have to sacrifice. So if people don't sacrifice, first, financially, secondly, if don't sacrifice their time, then the film industry or in the diaspora is zero. For some time now, everything is quiet. You can bear me witness.
So Titus is talking about the silence, which has characterized the filmmaking atmosphere in the diaspora for a long time now. We all understand what people who make films in this part of the world go through, but this should definitely be a remedy. And I was talking with a film maker the other day, and she told me she's planning to stage a spectacular comeback. We're hoping to see that happen. I thought Benita was back. Apparently, she's still struggling to get back to us. And once I'm able to see her, on the panel, I will bring her on the platform. If you're just joining us, this is Apex Movie Hall on Apex One Radio. On the show today, we are just looking at the recent months in the film industry in Cameroon. What are we seeing? We are seeing scores of new productions. We are seeing movies, coming out every day. We are seeing film crews on the field shooting movies. We are seeing Cameroonian filmmakers traveling abroad to attend festivals. We are seeing a lot of things happening. And we've also seen a big one called FilmRoom, which is an app where you can watch Cameroonian movies. I've just been communicating with Musing Derek a while ago, and he's telling me that he's currently working with developers, and they want to have the iOS version go live. So Musing Derek will be on Apex One in the next couple of days to throw more light on this new app. Well, I think Benita is ready to join us from Boya. Benita, thanks for joining us. How are you doing today? Can you hear me, Benita? All right, Benita will unmute herself, then she'll be able to reach us on the show. Benita, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. All right, difficulties.
We are not happy. We are not lucky with Benita.
Yeah, hopefully she will struggle and get back to us. We understand the connectivity issues Boya is having. Now, Titus, back to you. Let's go back to Cameroon, then we'll come back to the diaspora. Now, when you sit back and look at the picture, you know, the picture from Cameroon, we see a lot of things happening. Are you proud that these guys back home, despite the fact that they're going through a lot, especially financially, they are still able to go to locations, shoot movies, get to the studios, edit them, and put the movies out there, and even organize premieres? All of this requires a lot of means. So, would you say that you are proud of these guys?
Ernest, I think I should look for a different word. I think proud should be something lesser. I want to say that I'm super proud of them because it's not easy. You know, I just came back from Cameroon. In the month of July, I was in Cameroon, and I struggled to see to find out how. I mean, because the living standards have become so high, everything is damn expensive. But when you see these guys, the way they struggle to come up with these things, we have to actually is a laudable thing. You know, we have to actually applaud them because it's not easy. And I should be very proud because, you know, when you look at, I'm happy you, this should be, what is on screen should be Saving Bango, right? Yeah. This guy, Godis Nkwah, who poses as Richard in the comedy skits that he does on YouTube. He's a great actor. He's a great actor. And if you look at other guys that have come up, everybody is struggling to do something. Look at the Caro and Copies, something of that sort. And then you have Grand Lorenzo. You have these other guys that they do their solo, but they are trying to do something too. Auntie Felicia. You have a host of them. These are guys that I'm very sure that if you come up with a project, you contact them, they can perform. But I would also want to say that in Cameroon, quote me anywhere. Sorry, I'm not really that sound, but let me just continue. Ernest, so if you can quote me anywhere in Cameroon, you see we have this issue of someone not wanting to hear some other person because doing that will be as if you are lesser than that person. No, we are all in a learning process, and nobody is actually an expert in this field. You know, the problem is that we don't support each other. But I am happy. I later on realized that the Caro and Copies and Richard and what's that other guy? I saw you introducing him in the other program.
There's Gran Lorenzo. There's
there's Gran Lorenzo. The guy who acts with Richard. Yeah, the guy who acts with Richard. I think yes, he's a great guy. You know, these guys they are trying to do a fusion. Sometimes I see them doing. They do the comedy skits together. They are trying to merge. You know, they do things together. That's what we need from the industry. It's not like if you have this film producing house, people should not live here and act in the other house, production house. No, it should not be like that. It should not be like that. You know. So we should try as much as possible to support one another and try as much as possible to do the things the right way because it's not easy. It's not easy. So we have to be very supportive in order to come out of this, to come out successful in the Cameroonian film industry. To end it all, NS, I'm super proud. Maybe let me just quickly chip in something about the FilmRoom, the app.
Titus, let's find out if Benita is ready to join us. Then we'll go from there. Benita, are you joining us now? Welcome to the program. I don't know if she can hear us. Benita, can you hear us? Okay, we're still having issues with Benita joining us. Titus, you can continue.
Yes, I was about chipping in something about the new app you were talking of, the FilmRoom. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is it on the screen. Yes.
Mm.
You see, this is something that we really have to encourage. I know other people have come up with such initiatives, but it's like nobody actually knew about it. But with the level of publicity that came with this one, I want to believe that it's going to be the ultimate platform where when you want to watch a Cameroonian movie, you just go straight there, you have the movie. Because one thing that has been a big problem in the Cameroonian film industry in the past was that people will come up with very giant projects, and those projects ended at the level of posters, well-designed posters, and ended at the level of Facebook and all whatnot. We never saw those films, you know. I was like, I met one Belgian, and he was like curious. Okay, you happen to be one of those I know as a producer. So tell me, where can I, apart from these other films, where can I get hold of some other Cameroonian movies? I was stuck, you know. YouTube could be the only answer, but even if you go to YouTube, you will not even see complete movies, or you see just a few of them. So I think this should be a dream come true, and let's keep jokes aside. We have to put hands on deck to make it work, because making it work means we have to go in for more movies. We have to shoot more movies. And this can only be done if we have support from other people. We have very rich people in Cameroon, but they don't support. And very soon you say, which one are the actors say, when they even act fine themselves, you know? Those are just very discouraging statements that they will make. But I,
All
for
right,
one, I'm
Titus,
that kind of
let's
person
find out
that,
if Benita is ready. Benita,
okay.
welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Ernest. I'm happy to be here today.
Okay, we're lucky we finally had you at last. We succeeded. So how is Boya this evening?
Well, it's pretty beautiful. The only challenges the population has been facing recently is the constant traffic along the road and the unstable internet connections. But apart from that, everything else is moving at a very beautiful pace.
Benitamba is a journalist with a very strong interest in art and culture. She reports on Apex One Radio. She also works with High TV in Boya. She's also, she's found around filmmakers, musicians, and what have you. So she knows a lot about what is happening in the industry. So Benita, today we just want to look at the Cameroonian film industry in recent months. We see movies being advertised on social media every blessed day. There are new productions coming out. We cannot overemphasize the fact that comedians have taken the command button, producing comedy skits on a very regular basis, and all of these things are happening. Yet, we understand that times are hard, and it's hard to get the means as well. So, how are these guys coping in Cameroon? And what do you think? You talk to them on a daily basis. What are you seeing out there, and what is their motivation factor? All right, she got stuck again. Unfortunately, some of the hurdles we have to face when we're doing live productions. Okay, well, let me go back to Titus. Titus, you were talking about support and, which filmmakers in Cameroon don't readily have. Why do you think those who need to support and who have the means to support are feet dragging? Why are they not just going ahead and supporting these guys? Must they be chased with whips before they start supporting this film movement?
Definitely not, Ernest. You see, the thing is, I will first of all begin with the fact that we don't support our own, because if we support our own, then definitely would give the filmmakers a chance to also succeed. But there is a popular scene in lingua franca pidgin, which is known as bad belle. we have a lot of bad belly in this industry. Take it or leave it. That's the bitter truth about it. And then you see, when somebody who wants to put his money on something must also be very careful where he is putting his money to, which means first, the first problem is we have to step up the game, and I'm happy we are stepping up the game. And which therefore means now that the people that can actually invest should do so. In other words, there is what we say.
Let's see if Benita is ready this time. Benita, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, hopefully this time will be better this time. So Benita, I just wanted to find out from you what the motivation is. We've seen these guys in Cameroon doing a lot of things. Film production is not chocolate. It's not like you get into the studio and you do something for 45 minutes. No, it requires huge material resources, human resources. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. Tell me where these guys are getting their motivation from.
I believe that they are positive. They are very positive that at the end of the day, not just the population, but the government as well will see the need or will believe in the cinema industry in Cameroon. Because when you look at the efforts that these producers, directors, actors, and actresses are putting in to ensure that we get something in the entertainment zone, and especially when it concerns film, and you realize that maybe they do not have a return on investment, you'll be expecting them to like, no, I think this is all for me. I think I should quit at this point in time because we do not have the support and all that. But they still pull through, which means if they can still keep going on, it means that there is something coming in, and that's why they are still pushful. That's why over the years you'd find producers targeting a couple of foreign actors because they're targeting platforms like Netflix and a host of others to ensure that if things Cameroon has an issue with the numbers, they could use those popular faces to get people watch Cameroonian films. And truth be told, we have great movies which have been produced and released out there, beautiful. And it just so happens that our country is the way it is, and we cannot give up, or they cannot give up because that's how the country is. They just have to keep up with the fight. We have movies like Stripped, which was premiered in Boya not so long ago. The output or the feedback from the population was impressive. Now, you have The Fisherman's Diary, which you're currently displaying there, which is equally on Netflix. Many have watched and they are appreciating it. We equally have The Plantation, which is still to be premiered, but has already had a couple of nominations and awards, Best Actress, Mima Loveling, and a whole lot. Saving Bango, which is also equally on FilmRoom. We will get to that later on. It's a beautiful movie. We have a lot of these beautiful movies coming up, but what is happening? Why can't our actors, our actresses, our producers, why are they not making so much money from it? That is a big question. Sometimes people say maybe it is the marketing or the distribution of these films. Others have cried over the years that yes, we keep hearing the Cameroonians are making films, or films are being produced and released, but where can we watch it? We equally have an issue with the population. Filmmakers at this point in time really do not want to depend solely on the Cameroonian population. They are struggling to hit an international level, and if they have succeeded to maybe gain some sort of access to the international level and they are making something from it, I believe that's one of the main reasons why they are still into it, because at some point in time, they are, even though it might not be much, but they are making some sort of profit from it. Now, we talk about Cameroonian population. They are the same people who are, let me say, bringing these people down, because they would keep asking, where can we watch these Cameroonian movies? But if you go to YouTube, there are Cameroonian movies which are available on YouTube for free. But these same people who are complaining over the years, oh, we can't watch Cameroonian movies, we don't know where to watch them. These same people do not go on YouTube and watch them. The Plantation, we have Ebude, which is the female warrior, something which is completely which has not been done before. It's coming up. We equally have Today's Tomorrow by Sir Kuda, which features a couple of Cameroonian actors and actresses aware, as well as that's Old Pancho Mavis and Mavu and a host of others. We have these productions coming up. And if these filmmakers were not making money from it, as they say or the claim, then I believe at some point in time they would have given up. Now we have tried to assess all of that, and we look at it. We have a very beautiful future. We have a future for the film industry in Cameroon. We just need the right persons, the right people in the right places to push it so that our producers can make money from it, and they can keep giving us greater content with higher qualities and all that.
But I'm talking about high quality productions, Benita. I know I should not be asking you the question because you are not a filmmaker, you're not a technician. But I remember, like over a decade ago, the concern was the quality of production. Like the images were terrible, sound terrible. Stories were not properly managed cinematographically, and that is what they said was the problem, and that's why Cameroonian movies could not sell then. But that is long past, and I don't think quality is the problem anymore, because we see high quality productions. We hear they use state of the art equipment these days. They direct wonderful stories. So now, what really is the problem now? Because I've heard a lot of people say that, no, if it is good, people will consume it. Yet, Cameroonians still complain about Cameroonian filmmakers and Cameroonian films. So why are they complaining, as a matter of fact?
And I believe that we Cameroonians in particular have become so accustomed to foreign products, Nigerian movies, Hollywood movies, and all that. Because, truth be told, when we were growing up, we were more used to watching the Ukwas, the Mama G, the Patience, that's Patience Zoko, and the rest, Mr. Ibu, and all of that. We were kind of groomed towards consuming. That's the Nigerians and maybe foreigners have had a serious role in ensuring that we do not even appreciate what we have, the talents we have in our own sector. Now, we do not even have movie channels, or we might have some now, but how often do they really show our Cameroonian movies? We do not have local TV channels that really portray these movies. You go to TV stations and they are like, we do not even have the money to buy these movies. We cannot show them. We cannot this, we can. So how then do you want Cameroonians to watch the movie? A lot of them have complaints equally about the national station, and they would go as far as saying that these people prioritize other contents over Cameroonian films. And sometimes you would hear issues like they might prioritize content from French Cameroon over Anglophone Cameroon. So there is a whole lot in this milieu that really doesn't work well. Now, apart from maybe external factors, the producers, the actors themselves, there is something people keep complaining about in the entertainment industry. This act of cliques within the industry. The circle within the industry. If I'm not part of your clique, if I'm not a part of your circle, whatsoever you're working on does not concern me. I'm not going to push it. If I push it, it feels like I'm betraying my camp. Because I believe since we are all struggling to push the industry forward, we should all ensure that if Chifa Valerie has worked on something and it's beautiful, we should see all producers, all actors, all actresses pushing that out. But no, Chifu is not part of my clique. I'm not going to push. I don't want to see him succeed. There is a whole lot of jealousy. There is a whole lot of hypocrisy in this entertainment sector. And if we keep up with the hate and everything that is happening, there is no way we are going to go forward, because there's no unity amongst those people. A lot of people come on social media and they're claiming about the fact that, oh, we support a whole lot of things and a whole lot of that. but it's not the case. People tell me there's fake love on social media. Now, if there is no unity and there is no love between producers, actors, actresses themselves, then you wouldn't expect Cameroonians to support what is happening. They see the fights on social media. They see the complaints.
That's good. Just stay with me. I want Titus to react to what you just said. Titus, who do filmmakers need support from? Is it the ordinary consumer of their movies out there, or is their colleagues in the industry? I'm saying that because you just mentioned the lack of unity. How is the lack of unity affecting the sales of your movie? Like, do you really need to be at united front with those in the industry for whatever thing you're doing to work?
Yeah, Ernest, there was a break. Yeah, okay. Yes, I got your question. Definitely, yes. Ernest, if I like what Benita said a few minutes ago, the issue of clicks. You know, there's a famous adage that united we stand, divided we fall. I want to believe that if there are no clicks, or have support people. For example, if you are in a production house, I have my own production house, and then Benita has hers. Now, if we put our hands together, if I come up with a product, we will join hands on deck to make it work, which therefore means that the issue of clicks will not actually be a big problem. I often like to amplify it to say that we, the Cameroonians, especially the Anglophones, are all PhD holders. The PhD, not the academic PhD, but down a syndrome, which means if somebody is put of you trying to support that person or trying to see how you can be like that person, you will try to pull that person down, which is wrong. Let me just summarize it by saying that if that's why I was so keen with is it Tizi Panchak's song L'homme est mauvais. You know, there's a part there that this guy, they call him Vivid. He said, because I'm popular, you want chook finger for my eye, oh, tara, make a normala. I'm sorry, my success, they bother you. That's why you go, they bother you. You see, I like that song. Those who have not listened to it should go and listen. It tickles the brain. If you are one of those that tries to bring clicks, or you see somebody succeeding, you want to pull that person down, then try to change. We have to change. We, the Cameroonians, the producers, the actors, the actresses, we have to change. Because that syndrome of clicks here and there, because I belong to this house, I will not cross over to act. I said that a few minutes ago, Ernest. I said people should try to collaborate. There should be that collaboration, which means if I have Bachimu FM production, you have Apex One production, there is no need to say, okay, I have my people, I will not share their experience because maybe you have more money than. No, it doesn't work like that. We have a big problem. And Benita also said something about, you know, the same people complaining about not having the films to watch, but they are there free for them to watch. Now, the question is, the people, the same Cameroonians that are talking about, the storylines, the quality, they are just being they just like complaining, because an average Cameroonian, whether you do it how or what, they will still have something to say. And the most thing is that I for one, I don't listen to all those things, because the people that complain are those that don't even have something to offer. If you look at it critically, they are just there to spoil the market. They're just there to downplay everything. So I think what we should be thinking about is, let's step up the game and go higher. But I would also like to look at this from this perspective. If you see where we are today, or when we just started, we're even better than when we used to watch those Nkwah and all that. Because if you go back, you take those old films that we used to watch from the Nigerian film industry, you realize that we even started far, far better than they did. Probably because we learned from them, and Even today, they are still making mistakes. We also make mistakes. I also want to say that those that have the connections with the veteran actors and actresses that leave Nigeria to come and support the industry in Cameroon, we should tell them, let them not also, let the population in Nigeria not minimize us. They should use us. I mean, we should use them to help us, promote the industry in Nigeria, because we cannot compete with them. Just one state, how many of us, when we are talking about Cameroon film industry, sometimes I even ask myself, when you say Cameroon film industry, is it only the Anglophones we are talking about, or we also include the French-speaking Cameroons? So it's a big problem. We in Cameroon, I am very sure that people that are in the French-speaking area, they pay very little or no attention to productions coming from the English-speaking part. The same goes for vice versa. You see, so that's why I don't blame musicians, because music is part of film. So musicians that sing, they make a blend. I don't know if from time to time we'll have to start writing scripts that there are some parts that will have to speak English, or some parts that speak French. I don't know. Maybe there's something that I'll have to sit down and think over it to see if we can have a market. Because if the Cameroonian community can, first of all, try to promote the film industry before we take it out, then it's better, because you cannot go outside to start propagating something that is not even, first of all, welcome in your own house. You have to start from your house and then you take it outside.
Beautiful. Okay. Benita, let me come back to you. And since you mentioned clicks, and you insist that it's one of the things pulling back the progress of the industry, I would like to stay on that and want to find out from you, because this I've heard about this for a very long time now. There is somebody somewhere who is responsible for identifying these problems and trying to develop strategies, to solve them. There is an organization called CFI, under whose banner you have guilds, including Producers Guild. Now, you are out there on the ground. I don't know how much interaction you've had with this organization and the guilds. What are the guilds doing about these problems which are identified every day? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years running, and they're talking about clicks. Does it mean we're going to have some 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in the future still talking about clicks? How is the organization helping to handle some of these issues?
And I think that if this issue has to be handled, the first thing we have to do is to accept in the first place, or they should be truthful to themselves and accept in the first place that there is a clique, or they have cliques among themselves. Because the moment I have had chats with a couple of Cameroonian actors and actresses. Now, when I ask them certain questions, they're like, "No, that industry and all the cliques, these guys, they love the cliques so much. I don't feel like I should talk again about it and all that." Now, when you get to others, they're like, "No, there are no cliques in the industry. I don't know what they are talking about." You see the pretense that they are bringing out. One, they do not even want to accept that these cliques are existing. Now, if you don't even accept, then you are comfortable where you are. Even within the CFI itself, they have their cliques. Now, let me narrate a scenario that happened during the elective general assembly at the CFI there. Now, we finished everything. They had the assembly. I had to leave midway because I had an emergency. Now, while stepping out, I was discussing with somebody. He is a movie producer as well. And you would be surprised. All those things they're first of all doing in there. They will not do anything. All these decisions they won't do anything. It's just in paper and all that. Now, when you find out that people are struggling to table these complaints in an elective general assembly, and you are leaving, and you still have some sort of negative mindset about everything, then there's no way we are going to grow. One, CFI or those who are involved with their cliques should accept that these cliques are existing, and then try to separate them or break them down. I want to be at a movie premiere where if we are premiering the Planters Plantation, let me see all of, if not majority of the Cameroonian actors and actresses, producers present at the premiere. Now, I made this observation when I attended a couple of movie premieres. Okay, you would find a couple of persons, you go for the next premiere, you do not even see them, and you're like, wait, I thought even if we need the population to be there, we need these actors and actresses out here cheering everybody. You don't find them. And you start asking yourself what is happening. You start hearing movie producers saying, when I had my premiere, this person showed up, this other person didn't show up. So why should I show up when this person didn't show up for my own premiere? Which brings us to the aspect of support. One, we should admit that these cliques are in existence, and we look at a means to even reduce it or to break it down completely. We should come up with a united front.
Come out with a united front, break those cliques so that people can move forward. The industry has stagnated, for a while now, though the young men and women are still making great effort to move forward. Let's go back to support, and I have an issue with support because I guess support is not properly defined. Who has to support, and when we talk about support, in what way? Because the biggest support in this movement is to have sponsors to sponsor those productions. They pay actors, buy equipment, shoot movies, because it's a lot of money. Then the other part of the support is the people who adhere or who believe in what their filmmakers are doing, and we can see that through people sharing, and promoting productions. Now, I just want us to evaluate how much of the support we see and how much we do not see. Like when they say Cameroonians don't support their own, or they don't support Cameroonian filmmakers and their movies, how is that manifested? Let's just know how that is manifested, then we'll go from there. I don't know who goes first. Titles, Benita.
I'll give the pride of place to Benita because the connections in Cameroon are not that stable. Maybe we have her now, and then
so Benita, Cameroonians don't support. How is that manifested?
Well, like I said, Cameroonians like more of complaining. Well, even if you do the right thing, Cameroonians will still complain. Sometimes you just need to understand that that's the nature of Cameroonians and just keep pushing. But this is an issue again. Let's take, for instance, movie premieres. Remember that maybe times are hard in Cameroon. Times are hard in Cameroon. Now, if you're putting a movie premiere and you're selling tickets for like 10,000 francs and upwards, a Cameroonian will ask you, why should I waste my 10,000 francs to go and attend that? When I could go sit somewhere, or when I could sit back at home and watch a couple of things or download those movies.
By the way, Benita, you just mentioned 10,000, which is bogus. I do understand, but we also need to know why a film producer should tax whoever is going to come to that premiere 10,000 francs. Let's go from there. So why should they tax people who are going to come to the premiere 10,000, for instance? Is it because they want to cover cost of production or something?
Exactly. They're equally struggling to make their monies from the premieres. So they need those people present to maybe gain something from it. So, for instance, if I produce a movie for like a million francs EFA, I'll be looking at the means to maybe make 2 million francs from it. But this is the issue. If you're struggling to target the common man to watch and consume your products, there is a way you go about it. Or take a very simple example. Little Sam, Big Sam. They made the tickets affordable, and you needed to see the huge turnout. I was impressed. This is not about meeting actors and actresses you see every day during movie premieres. We saw the Cameroonian population present to the fullest. And when you ask them, or when you ask them questions about, oh my God, I didn't know Cameroonians make such beautiful movies. I am happy I attended today. I enjoyed myself. I can see the faces, some of the faces I've been seeing. So even if you want to make the money, ensure that it is affordable to the common man. The next thing is marketing. Yes, I understand that the world has moved digitally and you're struggling to maybe gain a higher outreach on social media. How many of these people really do follow these things on social media? Use the marketing strategy that a lot of Cameroonian producers use. I'll beg to say is terrible. It doesn't even reach the local person. It doesn't reach the local man. So how does he know that something of that sort is happening? Sometimes I take upon myself to tell people, hey, this is coming up. This is coming. Oh, it is. I didn't know. Let me go back to the next one. Let me just come back to this platform that was released recently, FilmRoom. Yeah, they did their marketing online and all that. Maybe they have their reasons, or maybe they are still to do a whole lot of marketing. But how many Cameroonians down there, the same people that are struggling to target, to subscribe to, how many of them are aware of the existence of this particular platform? That is the big question. Are we targeting the right or the wrong persons to gain the support? Yes, the support equally from the actors and actresses is very necessary, be you a producer, a director, or whatever, because you're not just coming to support, you're coming to watch, and maybe after the movie, tell this person that, hey, oh, I love your movie. Now, there were just a few things you would have done right now. You're not openly criticizing him. You corner him and tell him that, oh, maybe subsequently when you are doing this, do this way. You're not only helping yourself, you're helping him as well and the industry as well to produce quality, to limit the mistakes they make within production.
So, Titus, one of the ways to support is to buy tickets and go to premieres. But Benita just mentioned that if a ticket is going to cost 10,000 francs, which an average Cameroonian would hardly ever get that amount for just one event, then that is that's so bogus. So, are you of the opinion that events like that should be really affordable, and that could pull a larger crowd, like she just said? On the other hand, if that is the case, are you going to have people get into the hall and watch a movie for just 500 francs or 1,000 francs? You may not even make some profit, whereas you are into business as well and you need to make profit. So how do we strike the balance?
Yes, the issue of affordability also depends, because 10,000 francs, I don't think is above many Cameroonians. Like she just mentioned, why would I pay 10,000 when I can just sit somewhere and then download something and watch, or maybe? Ernest, I realized one thing. I remember I told you I just came back from Cameroon. That money can be paid without any problem, provided the event is advertised well ahead of time. And then you use other strategies, maybe interpersonal conversations. You make a team. People should go around and sensitize people. Somebody will not say, okay, and like we always say it, I have an event coming up. Okay, I will start putting maybe 1,000 francs. By the time the day finally arrives, okay, you must have gotten the 10,000 francs that you can go and pay. The thing is that we don't have that nature of supporting. I was still supporting financially, because that same person that is complaining that I cannot pay, you are just sacrificing for just once, maybe 2 times in a year. That wouldn't kill you. Tell me, those same people will go and spend maybe 50,000 francs on the spot drinking, maybe at Moliko or somewhere else in Monia or in Mutengene. They'll spend more than 50,000 francs on the spot. Why? Because they think that, okay, let me enjoy. If we actually think that we want to promote, that there are sacrifices that we have to make, and the first sacrifice is financial sacrifice, which therefore means that if an event, a premiere is coming up, okay, you start sacrificing. Okay, I've never attended any premiere in my life. This time, I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice for these guys. And I would like to say here that no work of art is useless. Because like Benita said, no matter what we do, people always like to criticize. But when you criticize, what's the way forward? Okay, push that person aside, like she rightly pointed out, and tell him or her, okay, next time try to do this, adjust this or that. The lightning here was not really that good. Okay, that's another way of supporting. You have come to the premiere and now you are supporting that person with ideas. Subsequently, that person would twice. Now, if you go, if hall of $1 million francs CFA, make tickets affordable for 500 francs, you have a huge crowd. The eye of an onlooker would think, oh, this guy don't hammer, like they always say in Pidgin. Not knowing that maybe you are seeing the population, at the same time you are broken in spirit. Look at this population. Then you look at what you have gained. Maybe at the end of the day, you'll be at the deficit. So tell me, how will this person continue to produce a movie the next time? But the thing is sensitization. Let's sensitize our people. And before we leave, Ernest, I also want to point out something. There is something very peculiar, maybe out of the confines of this program, but let's just use this opportunity to say it. You see, a station like Apex One Radio takes time. There's Bachimu FM. There are other networks, Tip Top Stars, which we do operate. We produce all these programs. Mark you, the very people that we produce these programs for, they wouldn't even care to share. So how do you expect these films and all other the premieres to go to have a wider range? How? Even the FilmRoom that they have brought up, how do you expect people to that thing? I want to say here that it's meant for people that are out of Cameroon, because the internet connection in Cameroon, I mean, I don't see how many people actually want to stream a movie of maybe 45 minutes using their phones or except you are using the high level internet at home. So the FilmRoom thing, let's be very serious, is for people that are in the diaspora. So like she said, how, I mean, maybe they are still going to, expose it to the people back home there. They did everything online. Everything is different online. But the question now is, how do people actually get to those things when they don't have stable internet connections? So we should also look at ways which we can, maybe we go back to, I don't know, now you say, people will say, they need to sell DVD again, we don't have time. But if we can devise other strategies, how we can market these products, then I think we'll be going somewhere. Ernest?
Beautiful. We'll definitely be going somewhere if we devise more strategies on marketing these products. Now, Benita, let me mention door to door, which we've seen some producers do in the past, but definitely this did not boil down to anything substantial. But I want to stay on this support thing, like Cameroonian movie producers. What kind of support do they really expect from the common man? Because we all understand that the purchasing power of Cameroonians is very, very weak. So what do producers really require from Cameroonians in terms of support? Like, okay, we are not going to get this money from people. Even if you're organizing a premiere in Boya, it is only a few people in Boya who will be there, or only Boya people. What about the people in the rest of the country? So what kind of support should Cameroonians or the Cameroonian on the street, manifest or show to Cameroonian film producers? Because if it's financial support, it's definitely not going to be the case.
Exactly, Ernest. If it's financial support, it's going to be difficult, especially for the Cameroonian man or the local Cameroonian population. But then again, our movie producers keep crying the numbers. They need the numbers. We need a population, first of all, to show love towards our movies. Our population should love our movies. Our population should love not everything about us. You get, take for instance, maybe the movies you have watched. If you follow TikTok, TikTok is a place for a lot of viral activities now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you watched a Cameroonian movie, which is free, maybe on YouTube or whatever platform you watched it on. There are some scenes you could just pick from it. You're on TikTok, vibing to a whole lot of foreign stuff, or foreign movies, or foreign music. Now, pick maybe some part of that movie scene you have watched and try to create something with it that is indirectly supporting the producers and the actors and actresses as well. Now, I could be scrolling through TikTok and I say, oh, wow. Now, but where is this from? And you're like, wait, is this from a Cameroonian movie? And you find people, oh, I would love to watch this. I really would love to watch this action. So we need the population to really, really love and appreciate the efforts of movie producers, actors, actresses, directors, everybody. Now, once you love something, you would push it. Once there is no love for what these people are doing in the entertainment sector, once the love is not there, I'm sorry, but there is no way the Cameroonian man is going to push it. I'll quote an example. There is something like people say we do a lot of comparison with Nigeria. It's because they have understood the business. Now, look at what the Nigerians are doing. Copy the positive aspects of it and use it to benefit or suit the movie sector. I was going through TikTok just later today and I saw this guy. He took some scenes from Nigerian movies and he was like, okay, if you see this, know that this is this and this is this, and so you're indirectly advertising the movie to someone who is watching for the very first time. I think our Cameroonians, first of all, should love Cameroonian arts and culture. Now, when you have the love, you have that push and the passion to ensure that it goes further.
A beautiful one there. She spoke about love and passion for the Cameroonian culture. And if you have that passion, even as an individual, you can do a lot to promote. You know, promotion is, I guess, the easiest thing to do these days. We've seen how individuals have risen up and have become big entities. You know, you have individuals who have huge following. I mean, following that can create a very big impact in an entire industry, in an entire movement. So there's no reason why people should feel drag and say you don't actually need means to promote what is yours. You're listening to Apex Movie Hall. We're gradually but steadily moving to the end of this conversation, media conversation, because this is a strictly media panel. We're just trying to assess things from our own perspective. We are not speaking as people who are actively doing movies in the industry, but we are only sharing some opinions and some observations so that we can also promote the movement in our own way. So, guys, we're about to run off this conversation. Let's all start looking at the way forward. You just mentioned FilmRoom, which is an app that will, will have, I guess it's functioning already. I was just speaking with Musin Derek a while ago, and he told me developers are still working, and I guess the next step is iOS version, which will go live anytime from now. Now, this is my question. This is not the first time we're having this kind of an initiative. The initiator of Film Hall is doing this not for the first time, because I remember a couple of years ago, the same Musin Derek did DCTV, and I spoke with him on radio on that. It was also hugely publicized, but down the road, it didn't go anywhere. And that's my fears. I'll be speaking with Derek on radio in the next couple of days, and that's the question I'm going to find out from him. Are you sure Cameroonians are going to buy this one and retain it, not to buy it and let it go like they let TV go? There's also been Soul Africa TV and scores of other online streaming networks, including I think Yabado or something like that.
Yabado, yeah.
Right. So these things come few months down the road, we don't hear about them any longer. Even Netflix, because the problem Cameroon is having on Netflix is there is very insignificant Cameroonian subscription on Netflix. And that is why the Cameroonian films that are on Netflix are not in the headlines. So who do you think has the responsibility of encouraging or coaching Cameroon? I think Cameroonians actually need coaching Cameroonians to be actively involved in these things. Because why Nigeria is big on Netflix is because Nigerians go there and they subscribe and they raise the numbers like you just said. So who has to start coaching Cameroonians and how should they do it?
Ernest, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Yes, with the coming of the FilmRoom, I want to say here that I think, like you mentioned, there was Soul TV by the Godlove and other platforms, and it didn't actually work. But we should forget about that. And I was reading through some Facebook comments this afternoon, and there's somebody who said, because it is now something coming from the actors or people involved with the film industry, now people are falling behind it. Those are some of the things that actually spoil initiatives. We should not think like that. We should never think like that. Okay, that comes back to the issue of clicks, which means therefore that we actually have to destroy the issue of clicks, because maybe Mohsin Derek has his own group of people that is working with them, and some other people will not want to promote the ideas of Mohsin Eric, definitely because they have clicks. So those clicks should actually die. We should have the love and passion, like my sister Benita said a few minutes ago. So we should try as much as possible, as individuals, as groups, as radio stations, as journalists, to make know this app. And those behind it should also do their best to see that it actually works well. Because sometimes people create these things, at the end of the day, it doesn't work anymore. So when people go there and they are not satisfied, what they do is they just go away and go look for other platforms. So we should be serious. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Titus just said we should be serious when we create these platforms. We should make sure that they are sustainable, they last forever, and we keep promoting, and we'll continue to keep promoting. I guess there will be some time when we'll probably start a challenge that everyone picks up their phone and display the app, having been downloaded. Right. Benita, we are running off. So let's run off with the FilmRoom app, which has just come, and I guess is one of the biggest things in the industry now. So how do you think the entire community, the country, the film movement can make sure that this new solution, let me call it a solution, this new solution is coming to stay?
All right, thank you very much. I was actually waiting for when we would get to that part exactly, but let me go back to what Titus said. Now, when I was going through social media just yesterday, I was really disappointed. I was extremely disappointed. The negativity, there's a whole lot of negativity around the movie sector in particular. Now, this is a platform that has come to solve the questions. Where can we watch Cameroonian movies? Cameroonian movies and at movie premieres. Yes, there have been other platforms that have come up. We appreciate them. There is no rule that states that it should just be FilmRoom. We can have as many platforms as possible, as long as they are out to portray Cameroon. We do not have a problem. One, the marketing. How do you market these platforms? That is the first question. Marketing it on social media is not enough. The common man will not know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, no harm intended here, but we have Dave Links, which was launched by Achiri Victor. I'm taking this because this is what we are seeing as we scroll through social media. Now, it's disheartening when you find someone say, when Achiri Victor pitched the idea of this platform to a couple of movie stakeholders, they refused to buy the idea because, hey, we still go back to the clique issue. He is not a part of our camp. But they went ahead. They pushed it out. It is still there. But how many people have supported? That question was asked to a couple of persons. How many people supported it? How many people pushed forward this initiative? The big question. And then when you read further and you find people saying, I would prefer to watch my Nigerian movies or to watch my Hollywood movies than to have FilmRoom in my phone. And you find a whole lot of other persons coming on that to support that statement. I ask myself, where exactly are we heading to? When we have this whole lot of negativity, where are we heading to? We could have a whole lot of the platforms. At the end of the day, it's just to ensure that we have a Cameroonian movies out there. People can watch wherever they are at the comfort of their homes. So struggling to pull down another platform because one or two things didn't happen is a no-no for me. I don't know how Musin Derek is planning on working on this, but I believe that with the right marketing strategy, this can actually pull through. This could be the breakthrough for Cameroon if they do things the right way. We need to get the local man as well to subscribe to this. He has made it easy and affordable for people. 150 francs, 300 francs, you can watch a movie or you can download. You could refer persons and earn as well from it. But it all boils down to how he markets it. They've done a lot of social media campaigns, which is beautiful. The same social media campaign, Stephanie, to Cameroonian actress and producer as well, not so long ago, went on Facebook and said, people who are even involved in projects which are on FilmRoom do not even share it. Then I ask again, do we really want this industry to grow? Do we want the industry to grow? That's the big question. Marketing should be done across Cameroon, not just limited to maybe Boya, South, Littoral, or Yaoundé. The 10 regions should know that there is a platform called FilmRoom, and if you want to watch Cameroonian movies and you love them, you can watch them. But as long as it remains on social media, I'm sorry, but we still have a long way to go. The local man will never get it.
Beautiful, and I want to thank you so much for that. The message is definitely going across, and people are listening. Producers are listening. No opinion is wrong. And you just mentioned something which is really big. The campaign has to go beyond social media. Well, this conversation is definitely going to continue. And what I'm going to do is the day Musin is coming on this show, I'll have you guys come back so that the three of us will actually have Musin on a hot seat, and we ask some of these very hard questions to him. But the app is out there. What will encourage Cameroonians to do is to download it and they start using it. So, because the most important thing is to get to action. There's a lot of talk, but people should get to action and make things happen. We're going to take some comments here, and if there is any comment which I think both of you should react to before we run off, I will do that. Special thanks to Lambert Kevin, who has been watching us from Yaoundé. Thank you so much. Glory Chando Mokake, she is a great actress, best actress as per Ecrans Noirs 2021. Noella Echik has been watching from the UAE. Thank you so much, Noella. You've always been a darling to Apex One Radio. Eric Galicha says, yes, clicks here and there, and this hinders progress. Okay. Hopefully the clicks will be dismantled. The click mentality is way too much. That is Noella speaking. Then Bobo Linux writes, this should be a collective drive to promote these platforms. So, like you said, it's not all about one platform. Each time there's a platform that's coming to add value to what is already existing, everybody should fall behind it and promote it. Then Prince Oro Mesembe writes, greetings, Apex One Radio. My 2 cents on this is Cameroonians can be very supportive. The truth is that Cameroonians desire great content. Our producers should produce interesting content and the population will support. Take The Fisherman's Diary as a case study. Many Cameroonians in Cameroon even subscribed to Netflix that period only to watch the movie. That's very positive. Now, when you ask Cameroonians to share and support, they act as if you get but the password of their phones. Okay, beautiful. Any reaction to any of those comments, guys? Then we'll be out of here.
I believe they've said it all. They've said it all. Cameroonians can be very supportive when they want to be, and they could really ignore you equally when they want to be. And the thing is, we have to understand that in this world where we are, there are celebrities. We have celebrities, and we need to first of all appreciate this effort. We are putting a whole lot on them, and it's not like they are not giving it. They are doing a whole lot, but just appreciate the efforts so far. Once you appreciate the efforts and they are seeing it, they'll keep giving you the best content. It's not, we have great content out there. It's not about poor content. No, we have beautiful contents out there. And such initiatives should be supported by Cameroonians. The issue of clicks, we can only pray that in the long run, it will be dissolved. Sure. Because we all are fighting for the benefit or for the profits of the Cameroon film industry in total.
And I do not even see the reason why clicks should affect the ordinary man out there who says all he desires is good content, right?
Exactly.
All right. Titus, your last word and we'll run off.
Yes, and that's the issue of clicks should even be dissolved immediately, not even in the long term, because without that, we are going nowhere.
Okay. Right. Well, gentlemen and ladies, I want to thank you guys for joining us on this media panel to talk about the recent months in the Cameroonian film industry. There's a lot more which we can talk about, and in the next couple of days, we'll come back again to continue talking, because as things happen, well, all we need to do is to come talk about them and see where the industry is going wrong. Then we try to share some opinions to redirect them or to get them back on the rails. Then we see where they are, doing good, and we promote that, enhance that, and we move ahead. So it can only get better. All right. So that's how we put in a full stop to this brief conversation on radio. Marcel Agid was behind the scenes doing the great work, displaying all the graphics which you had there all along this conversation. And Benitamba joined me from Boya. Titus Banyo joined me from Antwerp. To say thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in the next couple of days for yet another edition of Apex Movie Hall. Do have a fantastic rest of the day, and may God bless you.
I hereby sign over my authority, the properties to you.
Listen, Janga, for this camp, what make my picking jump inside Ndongo, man?
They cannot take away our land. The cities our pride, and it is all we have. Sweet.
Don't know waiting. You don't. Your master, they don't already write the book. I don't sign up.
Mrs. Planter has it as instructions. Change the way things and they work for Plantation now. And slice all man money.
You will never take over this plantation, not as long as I can walk into your offices and sit on your chairs without getting thrown out.
All we will follow you go.
Yes! Come on!
If you like, gather all Mbanga for bush, go give them a bribe. The upper part of this plantation was given to my father by Mr. Bigcotter.
Anything where you want to wait.
And Naga!
You're supposed to want to wait. Ah, wait!
Yeah!
Boss, carry the box!
Come on!
if he ever no say, Mr. Wikatafi go live that bungalow for her.
I tell you, sister.
I would have loved to give you some gin, but the doctor said I don't think.
You understand what I'm talking about? I saw them. I delivered them. The bearer of the truth left with the truth.
Mommy.
Papa.
I work, Mama. I work.
I don't want to come up for your corner.
I no believe I made this kind of thing happen for you. You know, go walk Bambe for some money house. Teacher Bibi the way to face side. Wrong go meet up. You know, be there school.
Immediate, Papa.
And why waste time, so?
Papa, I'm interested in picking the sing school song. I like her.
If you don't ever ask yourself the question about this picking the way they talk book, now lazy picking them. Book, you know they do anything for woman picking.
What are you doing here?
Teacher, you talk na say it.
One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world.
The girl now.
She's called Malala.
Now I've been informed that there's a girl here by the name of Eka who's been attending classes without her father's permission. I am still talking. No child will step his or her feet on this premises without her parents' consent.
You should go for that school again.
No, Papa.
Ever go for that school? I don't come for Cameroon. You're making no come corner my family again. Carry down your ballock. You go for different side. You put down your crest from the beginning head.
Look at hey! I'm a this. If I toss me the drink, they go drink. If I see me the chop nyamangoro, they go chop nyamangoro. So not come for you to put your mouth for two and not concern you.
USA, get ready to host for the first time ever the most anticipated movie premiere. From the clouds of Chick Sense Productions in association with Boomerang Pictures, we present you a blockbuster movie like no other. Half Heaven, directed by Anna Jones Scott, will screenplay in 3 selected dates and areas in USA. Half Heaven, a film starring top Cameroonian and international figures such as ticket $50. Contacts and reservations 614-816-5490 or 346-212-7173 or better still 713-410-8849. Half Heaven, the movie premiere. Get ready to be taken to heaven.